Alright, today I'm going to be fully entering my music boomer era. Today I'm going to be reacting to the top 10 songs on the US charts. Now you can see, looking through the playlist here, a lot of them are just Christmas songs, so I'm not going to be reacting to these like classic Christmas songs because I've already heard most of these, and that just, it's not a depiction of what is actually on the charts. And then I'm going to be putting them on a tier list here. We have Banger, I Hardly Know Her, as the highest tier. Listenable, Suburban Mom Classic. Would Go Hard in an H&M Fitting Room, would hear on TikTok 328 times a day, and then the worst possible outcome, the AI generated tier. So yeah, we're gonna hop into it. The first track is from Olivia Rodrigo, and it's actually from the new Hunger Games movie soundtrack. I don't think I've heard this. I mean, maybe I have on TikTok or something, but yeah, I've never chosen to listen to this. So it's called Can't Catch Me Now. Nice little acoustic intro.
There's blood on the side of the mountain, in every room and every hall. There's snow falling over the city, but I'm in the trees, I'm in the breeze, my footsteps on the ground.
Nice, okay. Good harmonies. Very different from her recent album. I did actually really enjoy her recent album, but that was a lot more pop punky, aggressive, and kind of sassy. You know, this has a bit, well, there was some ballads on that album as well, but this is a lot more acoustic feeling, and yeah, I'm actually enjoying it so far. Good strings.
You see my face in every place, but you can't catch me now. Me now.
The dramatic strums here are a little bit gimmicky, but vocals are killer though. Dang, okay. That was enjoyable. That was honestly better than I thought it was going to be. I think the acoustic sound worked really well. The mixing was fantastic. Production was pretty great. Vocals were killer. The harmonies. I feel like it did get a little bit gimmicky towards the end, but that's kind of expected with something off a movie soundtrack. It's going to be dramatic. It's going to be cinematic. It's going to go for a large sound. But again, there is some nuance in there, and it isn't all just super in your face. It has a nice stripped back acoustic feel. I don't think I would I listen to it? I think I'm going to put it in listenable for now. I don't think it quite fits the banger. It's close, but I think it's just going to go in listenable for now. But yeah, like I said, pretty solid. Let's keep going. Okay, I Don't Give a Fuck by Drake featuring Yeat. I've heard this because I've listened to this entire album, but we'll hear it again. I forgot about this intro too. I remember being kind of thrown off by this intro at first. It just doesn't really tie itself into the rest of the track that well, you know? We'll see if it works better this listen, though. You could see when, when Yeat comes in. Unless, does she say this? No. Okay. Yeah, transition still doesn't really work for me. It's just very abrupt, and I know that's what they're going for. It just feels a bit awkward and forced. This beat is hard, though. Holy. This beat is so good. Yeat's growing on me. I think I've heard one of his albums, and he was pretty decent. I don't be giving no fucks. I do whatever I want. Money for fun. From the 1 out of 5, coming live from the 3, 2 time. I stay with that on like a tie. I stay with that on like a bagel. I stay with that on like a lightsaber. Shot up my dog in the can like a metal lid. Flow gets a bit repetitive here, but and then Yeat comes in and just I do think it kind of loses steam a little bit. I think it could have just ended like at the 3-minute mark. I don't know if this last Yeat verse was really necessary. But like I said, the beat goes hard. Yeat, his vocals are growing on me. I'm really starting to enjoy what I'm hearing from Yeat. I think Drake does a decent enough job to kind of match the vibe of the instrumental. And while I don't think it's mind-blowing, I think it is listenable. It's another one that's close to the banger category. It's just not quite there. I think the intro kind of knocks it down a little bit, and then again that last verse gets a little bit stagnant. And Drake's flows got a little bit repetitive. On to the next track, 500 Pounds by Lil Tecca. This is another track that I've heard. This is a whole album that I've heard. The album is not great, I'm going to be honest, but I think I do remember this being one of the better songs. There's a pretty decent transition from the previous track into this one as well.
This blunt, I'm taking a puff. I'm stuck, don't feel like it's sus. No trust, so do as you must. For real, don't know plots I got.
I'm already bored, you know? Just like, if we're comparing just voices from Yeat to Tecca, it's so much less interesting. He's just like, it's just kind of sleepy.
My bullshit, know that should grow. Don't know the only reason I condone. Need to know introduction. No, I'm a star, I'm still adjusting.
Decently catchy chorus.
So do as you must. For real, don't know when I stay out of town. I get dough when I stay out of town.
Okay, not as bad as I remember it being. I think Tecca does a decent job of giving a varied vocal performance. It's kind of that melodic rap performance that is super popular nowadays. And yeah, like I said, I think the different melodies and just flows that he goes through, it's varied enough to keep me somewhat engaged. I just think his actual like vocal timbre is a little bit uninteresting, which beat is all right, I guess. The intro of the beat is definitely the best part with that kind of 4 count, I guess. But other than that, it's just a little bit forgettable. I think this is gonna go, I mean, it can't go in an H&M fitting room because that just doesn't work. I would say would hear on TikTok 328 times a day. Yeah, it's not the worst thing I've ever heard. It is a little bit better than I remember, but still pretty uninteresting. On to the next one, which is It Over Now, Taylor Swift. Is this from the original 1989? Because it says From the Vault. I don't know. It is from Taylor's version. I haven't listened to 1989, so I don't know if it's on the original album. I don't think I've heard this. What is that vocal sample? Why?
With the wilt of the rose.
That vocal sample. That's so bad. Why is that there?
Let's fast forward to 300 takeout copies later. As you search in every
I can't with that.
Come here, I whispered in your ear and you're dreaming. When you lost control.
I don't know. This melody here is just really uninspired. Da-da, da-da, uh-huh. I don't know. Not doing much for me. The synths on here sound a little bit cheap in a way. Overall, I'm just not loving the production here. Oh, and that so annoying. Yeah. This is not good mixing, not good production. Okay. See, that just feels like a pretty by-the-numbers Taylor Swift song. It's not really doing anything super risky or out there. I think the mix and production is pretty underwhelming. And again, I'm not sure if this is from the original 1989, but if it is, I know there's a lot of people that were not happy with the differences made on Taylor's version and just the way the production sounds, the mixes sound. And I feel like this just, again, it didn't sound great. It felt like it was all underwater, but not in a charming way at all. It just felt like it lost all the detail of what should have been there by all this reverb being added. I didn't love how the vocals were mixed. Again, the synths didn't love, and some vocal melodies that were just a bit uninspired. And again, that vocal sample, so annoying. So annoying. It is decent songwriting. Like, you can always expect that with Taylor Swift, so it gets a couple points for me there, but production-wise and just like melody-wise, it's not really doing much for me. I feel like that is a perfect track to go in the would go hard in an H&M fitting room category. Let's move on to the next one. Greedy by Tate McRae. Tate McRae is a name that I've seen a bunch on TikTok. I don't think I've ever listened to one of her songs though, so let's see what we got. Sounds vaguely familiar. Kind of over compressed here. This song is suffering from the boring verse syndrome that a lot of pop music suffers from. It's a decent chorus, but again, the verse is just the same melody over and over, and it's not that interesting. It's such a downgrade from the chorus, it's kind of sad. I mean, not like this chorus is anything mind-blowing, but it's at least somewhat memorable. Same, bro, like, oh gosh. Okay, slight variation of the melody there. Nah. Oh my gosh, those vocals horrible. That might actually be my least favorite so far. It just felt like so run-of-the-mill. Felt like anything you would hear on the radio. It just doesn't stand out really at all. I think the production is really tacky and not flattering. I think the mixing is horrible. Lots of compression. Vocally, melodic-wise, it's just not really offering much. She did switch it up a little bit in that last verse for the melody, which I did appreciate, but I just think the kind of babyish tone of her vocals and the way they're being treated is really unflattering and almost inhuman, which is why it's gonna go... This might be... I don't know, is this too harsh? It's gonna go in the AI generated. That was just easily my least favorite track. There was really no soul to it at all, so... I don't know. That might be too harsh, but that's how I'm feeling. So let's keep going on to the next one, which is Agora Hills by Doja Cat. This is an album that I really enjoyed quite a bit. I think people were a little bit too harsh on this album just because of her controversial rollout, which shouldn't even have been controversial. Wasn't really anything controversial about it, in my opinion. But I think this track I didn't love on the album. It might have been one of my least favorite on the album, if I'm remembering correctly, so we'll see. I wanna show you off. Yeah, okay. I think I know what this is. Like a nut, I wanna show you off. I wanna show you off. Let's see if it grows on me. So I feel like is she playing a character here? This kind of like California girl that's kind of the way the Kardashians talk. I feel like maybe she's trying to play a character here because it is pretty different from a lot of the album. A lot of the rest of the album is very sassy and in your face. I guess this is kind of sassy too, but this has a more like mellow and kind of nonchalant feel to it. Deeply, suck a little dick in the bathroom. Who that man with the big strong hands on her ass in the club with the past beat? That's you, front seat chilling with the window down. Take you around the world, they don't have to understand. Rub it in their face, put a rock on her hand. See, I think Doja Cat is pretty underrated as a rapper, and a lot of the rapping on this album was pretty great, but that verse was not a good example of her great rapping. Just, again, I don't love the voice. I just do not love the voice. This chorus is growing on me. Oh, this line. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I forgot it had that line. Like Fortnite, I'ma need your skin. Doja, what are we doing? There's actually really good writing on this album. But that line is so bad. Holy crap, man. It's so bad. Don't use Fortnite to make references to, like, sexual things. That's just weird. That is a weird combination. It's corny. It's so sad that, like, one of the worst tracks on this album is the one that gets the biggest, you know? It's like, there's so much better stuff on this album. But it makes sense. Yeah, so she's
Kissing and hugging.
she's playing a character, right? Why are you capping to me right now? Why are you you just cap so hard? So it's not supposed to be taken super as something super sincere or authentic, but I don't know. It's just still not that interesting to me. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't really grow on me. I think it's still one of the weaker on the album. And like I said, it's a shame that this one got so popular. Yeah, some of her worst lines on the album. Chorus grew on me a little bit. It has kind of a laid back flow to it, and it's a little bit hypnotizing, which I kind of like. But the rap verses just don't really do much, and it's one of the weaker beats on the album as well. So, yeah, not great in my opinion. We gotta go Wood here on TikTok. It's not quite the AI generated level, but all right. Next track is, I'm actually having a lot of fun doing this. This is pretty fun. Stick Season by Kahan. This is someone that I've been meaning to react to because apparently he's been blowing up. That's what my sister told me. I mean, he has, 24 million monthly listeners, so it looks like it. So my sister told me, at least. She's like, you gotta react to this guy's album because apparently a lot of people are talking about him. Apparently it's big on TikTok. I think I did see Olivia Rodrigo maybe do a cover of this song. So yeah, I think it is kind of country / folk, so we'll see.
As you promised me that I was more than all the miles combined, you must have gone driving straight and left our future to the right. Now I am stuck between my
That's a good line.
in the blame that I can't
Kept driving
face.
straight, left her future to the right.
Doc told me to travel, but there's COVID.
A little bit
on the
cliche, but
planes, and I love Vermont, but it's the season of the sticks, and I
yeah, I've heard this
saw
chorus,
your
I
mom,
think.
she forgot that I existed, and it's half my fault, but I just like to play the victim. I'll drink a pair of shoes, and I'm split in half, but that'll have to do. So I thought that if I piled something good and all my bad, that I could cancel out the half my fault, but I just like to play the victim. I'll drink alcohol till my friends come home for Christmas, and I'll have
It's pretty decent.
Didn't I lose?
Pretty good.
Now your tire tracks and one. It's the season of the sticks, and I saw your mom. She forgot that I existed. It's half my fault.
I like the
just
phrasing of
to play
that.
the
She
victim.
forgot that
I'll
I
drink
existed. I don't know. It's cool.
alcohol, have to do.
Okay. It's pretty good. I was a little bit skeptical at the beginning there because I thought maybe it would just kind of go into this Mumford & Sons very commercial sound of folk, and it is definitely a very poppy kind of country / folk song, very touched up, and it does somewhat lack a rustic feel that I feel like a lot of this popular folk and country lacks, but it's not as bad as I was expecting. I think the writing here is pretty great. Some cliche lines here and there, but some great lines as well. Yeah, the vocals were decent. It was enjoyable. It was memorable. Good chorus. That 4 on the floor drum that came in was a little bit gimmicky, but let's put it in we're gonna put it in the Suburban Mom Classic, okay? I could see my mom listening to that. I could see some white moms bumping that and singing along. Next track is I Remember Everything by Bryan. Now, this is a song and an album that I really enjoyed. It's one of my favorite albums of the year. It's some great country music. I don't specifically remember this song, so we'll see if this is one of the better ones. I mean, come on. Just comparing the production from this song to the previous song, there's such a feel to it that is just, it's not quite there on the Noah Kahan song. Kahan? I don't know. Let me know down below.
Rod girl and whiskey's gonna ease my mind. Beach towel dress on the drying line.
Okay, yeah, I remember this one.
In his
88 Ford.
Labrador hanging out
The little violin there. So good.
Do you remember that beat down basement couch? I'd sing you my love songs and you'd tell me about a cold shoulder, a closing time. You were begging me to stay till the sun rose. Strange words come on out of a grown man's mouth when his mind's broke. Remember every moment on the nights with
You're like concrete feet in the summer heat. calls me.
I gotta be honest, I don't love how Kacey's vocals are mixed here. They just sound a little bit cheap, and I just wish they had a bit more, like, color to them in a way, you know? If that makes sense. Like, it sounds, for some reason, it sounds like she recorded on a crappy mic, and then they just added some reverb to it to make it sound like it fits the rest of the track. Like, the miking of Zach Bryan's vocals are a lot better, and I think they fit the aesthetic of the track a lot better. I don't know, there's just a lack of cohesion here between her vocals and the instrumental.
In passing time, you only smile like that when you're dreaming.
Remember every moment on the nights with you.
Production on that is great. I think the atmosphere is very lush and intriguing. The subtle violins in there, the very natural feel to the drums. It all just feels very rustic and very inviting and kind of warm in a way. I think, again, Kacey Musgraves' vocals don't quite match the aesthetic of the track as well as they could have. I think Zach Bryan's vocals are fantastic on here. I think he has a really magnetic performance, and just the tone of his voice is fantastic. Writing is pretty great here. It is a slower track, so it is kind of surprising to see it this high on the charts, but yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it is maybe not the strongest track on the album, but definitely one of the better out of the list today. We're gonna put it on listenable. I don't think it quite reaches that banger level. I don't know if anything is gonna reach that. Maybe the Mitski song, that has a chance of hitting that tier, but that just wasn't quite there. So we'll keep going. Oh, I wasn't even showing it. There you go. It's on the listenable level. I guess the way that I have this organized doesn't fully make sense, because listenable, that would imply that everything under it isn't listenable, which I don't think is the case. Like, I'd say I think the really bad tiers really start maybe with this tier, the Would Go Hard in an H&M Fitting Room, and then down is kind of like stuff that I really don't want to listen to, and then this, I don't know, Suburban Mom Classic. Sometimes moms have good taste, you know? Sometimes there's a little bit of charm in what those suburban moms are listening to. So, yeah, let's keep going. I think, is Mitski next? Let's see. Yep, okay, it's Mixi. It's Mixi time, guys. This is another, it's so good. This is another album that I've heard. Loved the album, loved this track. This track is going pretty big on TikTok right now. I saw Clairo do a cover of it on her Instagram. It's kind of popping off, and it's a sad girl indie. It's not really a jam, but yeah, it's great. Let's give it a listen. Great textures here. So lush and warm.
A hole of light through the big top tent up high. So when I die, which I must do, could it shine? I'm here with you, 'cause my love is mine, all mine. I love mine.
So apparently Mitski is like a classically trained singer, which is something I just learned recently. And it makes sense, because there is very, I don't know, the melodies that she crafts feel classical in a way, but she also kind of accesses emotion as well in a way that I feel like maybe some of those singers don't. So yeah, I love this song. Let's keep going.
Showed me what my heart was worth. So when it comes to be my turn, could you shine it down here for her? Nothing in the world belongs to me but my love. Mine, all mine. Mine, all mine, all mine.
Oh, there's just precision and taste here unlike anything on this list. I think this is easily the best track in this video, and I do wish it was a little bit longer. That's my only gripe with it. I think it is, I wish there was a little bit more, but it's going in the banger kind of category. Fantastic track by Mitski. Writing is fantastic. Melodies so good. Harmonies, production, just the emotion, everything. Again, I wish it was a bit longer, but super, super good. Let's keep going. I think we're on the last track now, which is, I think, the Jack Harlow song. Okay, it is. Lovin' on Me by Jack Harlow. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Is this from Jackman? No. It's a single, right? Okay, I don't think it's from Jackman. I did enjoy Jackman. I thought that album was actually an improvement from Jack Harlow and pretty decent. Let's see if he continues that improvement on this track. Is this... I feel like this is a popular sample. I don't know it though.
28 telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skilla baby. And the thing about your boy,
got a good bounce to it, good groove.
Young J-A-C-K-A-K-A Rico like Suave, young Enrique speaking at AKA. She's an alpha but not around your boy. She get quiet around your boy. Hold on, don't know what you heard or what you thought of it.
Got a western feel to it, kind of California feel, kind of similar to some of the stuff off the new Vince Staples album, Ramona Park Broke My Heart. Similar vibe, similar bounce, especially with that bass in.
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skilla, baby. And the thing about your boy,
okay, back to the chorus here.
Young M-I-S-S-I-O-N.
Jack loves spelling. We gotta put Jack in a spelling bee. He be out here spelling.
All the girls in the front row.
I actually do remember seeing a tweet from Riley from Hivemind. He's like, say what you want about Jack Harlow, but that boy can spell. I was so confused I didn't know what that tweet was referencing, but now I get it.
All the girls have been waiting all day.
That boy can spell.
Fuck everything. I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby.
No whips and chains, you can't tie me down. Without. Not horrible, pretty decent actually. I think structurally it's a little bit underwhelming. I think it just pretty formulaic, but yeah, like I said, not horrible. I think Jack has a decent flow on that. He's kind of cool and laid back flow, really works well on that kind of California bounce. I can see why people like it. I can see it going hard in the club, I guess. You can see why all the ladies like it as well with that chorus. Not something I would really come back to that often, but it's not horrible. I think, again, I really like the groove to that, and I really like the bounce, so I'm going to go listenable. That's going to do it. That is the tier list right there. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, there's some actually decent stuff on here. Some stuff that I didn't love, like that Tate McRae song. Tecca song, Doja Cat song, not great, but some decent stuff on here. Again, let me know your thoughts. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, and let me know if you want to see another one of these videos in the future maybe, because this was actually pretty fun. Yeah, that's going to do it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.